Welcome to the what I've decided to call the local market opportunity. There is a window open right now for local businesses that I do not think is going to be open for forever, okay? And that is Instagram, okay? Obviously, Instagram is not new, all right? What was crazy to me is how few local businesses are actually taking it serious. They might, some people are posting an AI graphic here and there, and the pages look atrocious, right? So it's like if you go look at almost any industry in your city, in your area, right? Whether they're dog trainers, barbers, event decorators, landscapers, roofers, most of these people don't post at all, or their Instagram just looks like a before and after, nothing for like 3 weeks, a random AI graphic, and another picture of their work, right? And maybe a reel that they boosted for 2 days that got 300 views, and that's it, right? So that means there is a massive opportunity sitting right in front of you, and you don't necessarily need to become the biggest business in your industry. And as we'll see throughout this video, my clients make great money, but they're not the biggest business in the industry. They don't have, 50,000 followers or anything like that. But what you do need to become is the most recognized business in your local market. Okay, and if you're one of the first businesses in your industry to actually figure this out, you're going to have a massive advantage that's going to become much, much harder for your competitors to overcome later. And today I'm going to explain why to you. This might be one of my longer videos, so we'll see. But what we're going to talk about here is this is the first mover advantage, right? So most local markets do not have a winner yet. If you think about a lot of national industries, there's already brands that own enormous amounts of attention, right? If you started another athletic apparel company tomorrow, you're competing against the Nikes and the Gymsharks and the Adidases and the Lululemons and stuff, right? And companies with just enormous followings and audiences, but local businesses are completely different. So if you ask yourself, who is the go-to person for this industry? Who's the go-to landscaper? Who is the go-to barber in this industry? Most people couldn't tell you because there's usually there's no obvious answer, and that's the opportunity, because if nobody owns the attention yet, somebody eventually will. When I lived in Denver, I used to live in Colorado, right? And the go-to lawyer I could name was Frank Azar because I saw his ads everywhere, right? He owned the attention. The go-to tattoo studio was Certified Tattoo Studios, right? A guy named Nando owned a bunch of different locations. They were the go-to, right? So in most industries, right, if nobody owns the attention, somebody will. So why can't it be you locally, right? So there might be 100 businesses that are offering the same service as you, but maybe only 5 are creating content, right? Maybe 2 are running Instagram ads, and then maybe none of them have actually built a system about around becoming recognizable. So there's an incredibly different competitive environment, right? And it's going to create a very unfair advantage for you. So here's what happens when you start before everyone else, right? So let's say you're a dog trainer, you're running Instagram ads, people begin seeing you, and then they see you again and again and again, and they follow you, right? They start watching your other content, they see your client transformations, right? They watch your stories, and then maybe they don't need a dog trainer yet. That's fine. A couple months goes by, right? Now their dog develops a problem. Who do you think they're going to go? Who do you go to? Who do you think they're going to think about? It's you, right? Meanwhile, another dog trainer finally realizes that Instagram is working, so they start advertising too, but they're starting from nothing. So you already have thousands of followers, you already have hundreds of videos, testimonials, people who see you, and you already have an audience essentially, right? So you have the momentum and you're benefiting from being the first. Your competitor is not just competing with your ads anymore, they're competing with your history. So they're the advantage, right? That's the advantage. So attention essentially compounds, all right? This is something that business owners don't understand. Attention is going to compound. Imagine start a business, business A would start like today, right? Every month they reach another 10,000 people. Some are going to follow. Some are going to watch. Some are going to share, right? and some are going to become actual customers. You know, I have people in my DMs that have been watching me for months and months. They see client win after client ad launch, everything, right? Some are not ready yet. And then month two, they don't start over. They have last month's audience plus this month's audience, right? So that's what I mean by compounding. Month three, same thing. Month four, same thing, right? Eventually, thousands of people in that city have seen this company over and over again, and we've seen it time and time again with my client Sarah, who does laser tattoo removal. I just put her on my story this morning because she's had her ad up since November, ran the damn thing at $33 a day, and she spent 9 grand basically since November, and she has made well over 6 figures with the ad, right? So eventually, thousands of people in the area see you, right? And now business B, right, would decide, oh, maybe we should start doing Instagram. But business A has been showing up for a year. It's incredibly difficult to catch up to because familiarity compounds, right? Trust compounds, testimonials compound. It all plays a factor. Eventually, the market starts associating the category with that business, and that's where things get very interesting. Is and we have watched this happen with my clients here, and I'll show you the clients in question. I got their Instagrams pulled up, right? It's not theoretical, okay? My client Laura, right? Where the heck is she at? She is right. No, that's Abby. Right. There's Laura. When we started pushing her locally on, I'll pull up her ad too so you guys can see it. When we started pushing her ad, dude, she did 10K in her first 30 days. She had to shut off the ad because she got so damn busy. She has since progressed like crazy. She got an opportunity, a corporate opportunity with Dunkin' Donuts, which was massive for her. And if you think about event decorating too, that's visual, right? Like people want to see the work, they want, inspiration, they want to see all of that stuff. Instagram's pretty much built for her brand, and she talked to a couple of my clients beforehand before she booked with me, and even my client Jose, Jose's on my page right here. He told her, he's like, yeah, your business is just perfect for this. You have to, make sure that obviously your business is marketable on Instagram, but even have a client like, pull up Abby real quick, right? She is, a dog trainer, generated about 18K in 30 days, right? And if you think about the psychology, someone sees, her, training dogs and stuff like that. They see another video, client result, another training video. Eventually they start thinking that, hey, this girl she knows what she's doing, right? Before they've ever spoken to her. And that's what, content can do, combined with, paid ads, right? I have one more example, and we're doing this one in Spanish, which is like freaking, the fact that we're able to do this in another another language. I mean, this guy brought in over 50 new clients. I can actually pull up his CRM too, and you guys can see. But he's brought in over 50 new clients in less than a month. Matter of fact, I'll pull up his CRM real quick here. I think, pause this real quick, and then I'll come back, make sure this is correct. Okay, we're back. So this is Brian's actual CRM, right? And this is really good for people that are like on the fence about working with me or like don't know what the hell we do. Like I said, brought in around over 50 new clients in a month, right? And he is currently at 65 new clients, new lead, interested, right? Guy's been actually like murdering the game. And it's not somebody getting a bunch of likes or anything, right? Like the ad got genuine attention. There's people actually going into the business and booking with him, right? So different businesses, different industries, same underlying principle with this, right? Get local attention, build familiarity, turn that into customers, okay? And so let's keep going here. So it's probably one of my, oops, I'm moving the actual image. It's probably one of my, just so you know, like I just do this like off rip, guys. I don't make any like editing in these videos. I'll pause if I have to go somewhere, but this is, you don't need to go viral, and the goal is not even to become like a local celebrity or anything of that nature. You don't need 1 million followers. I don't even care if my local clients go viral. It's actually probably a bad thing because then we're not getting local people. If you're a barber, In Orlando, where I live, somebody watching your reel in California doesn't help you, right? So I'd rather have 10,000 people in the service area where we're trying to get clientele recognize you than 500,000 random people recognize you that are not local. That's the game, right? You're not trying to become internet famous. You're trying to become locally famous, but like not necessarily famous, but like the go-to person for your industry, right? If you're a landscaper, you want homeowners in your area seeing you. If you're a chiropractor, you want people who live close to the establishment, close enough to actually come into the office, right? Instagram ads give you the ability to distribute your content beyond your existing followers and reach new audiences, right? You don't need the entire internet. What you need is your market, okay? So the first person to build this, right, the familiarity advantage, tough word for me, but here's where that becomes powerful, right? So for me, I moved to a new city. I moved from Denver to Orlando, and I lived in Florida beforehand, but I didn't actually live in Orlando, right? So I didn't know any restaurants, didn't know any gyms, no barbers. Everything was pretty much equal. I didn't know anything, right? And then for 6 months, people have kept seeing me on Instagram, right? It's almost been a year at this point, but for the first 6 months, right, they kept seeing me. They saw my work, they saw my personality, they saw the clients I had worked with previously in Denver. I mean, I booked people within like a week of me moving back to Florida into the new city of Orlando, right? I booked people within like a week to work with me because ads just, it was like a light switch, and I knew I could do it, right? So eventually you see me over and over again. Eventually you're like, damn, I need marketing. Let me talk to this guy, right? And there's probably 50 other marketers around me, right? But in my mind, there's not 50, you know, like it's just me, right? And in the prospect's mind, right, especially if they're not running ads and they're not running ads the correct way, in the prospect, their mind, there's not 50, there's the guy they know, and then 49 strangers, right? And that's me. That's the game. So your competitors can technically offer the same exact service, which I don't think anyone in my area is offering the same thing I'm doing. I'm a unicorn, but and it might even be better than me, right? But who knows? I don't believe that. I don't really look at my competition whatsoever. But if nobody knows they exist, that advantage, if they even have one, doesn't matter very much whatsoever, right? So familiarity is creating the shortcut in the customer's mind. Instead of, I need to go research 25 different businesses, it's, oh, I know this guy, right? And we've seen it time and time again with, I'll show you John actually too. He's on my story this morning as well. I've been posting stories like crazy this morning, right? There he is right there. John, dog trainer. And he's in Plant City, took over his entire market. Hi, John. Hey, I'm John. You're the guy from Instagram twice this week. And this is not the first time that he has told me this, okay? Like he's on my page right here, right? So that's when the customers start doing the actual like marketing for you, okay? And this is kind of like where that flywheel is going to start. You know, you get attention creates followers, right? Followers become customers create testimonials become content. That content is going to get advertised, and then more people discover you, they follow, more people become customers. You continue to just have more proof, and it's just this never-ending cycle of being the damn best. And that's why being early matters, because you're not simply just accumulating followers, you're accumulating proof. Your first 20 customers, you know, from Instagram, first 20 clients, whatever, helps you get the next 50. Then those 50 give you content that helps you get the next 100, right? That's how this works, okay? So eventually a competitor can come and copy your ad. They can copy the hook, copy the offer. They can even copy the damn strategy, but they can't copy if you're doing this for years, right? They can't copy 3 years of customer results, testimonials, followers, and in pure familiarity. That's the moat. You're essentially building a freaking like medieval moat around your business, and there's a massive cost that you're going to pay if you wait, okay? The cost of waiting is brutal. This is where I would like to challenge you if you're watching this and you've been saying, I know I need to start making content. I'll do it eventually. I'll start when things slow down. Every month that you freaking wait, somebody else has the opportunity to take that position and become the best, because right now, probably nobody owns your market, and that's great. But what happens when one of your competitors is going to figure this out? And we're gonna do this with I got a client, man. They're 17 years old. Both these kids, they do pressure washing. They're about to. We haven't launched their ad yet, but they're about to blow everybody out of the water. You can come back to this video in 2 months when they get results, and you'll see how well they've freaking done. Okay, they have, the page is atrocious right now. We're gonna fix that. Okay. Every month you wait, somebody has an opportunity to take your position. Okay. And what happens when one of your competitors figure this out is that they're going to start posting and advertising and building testimonials and becoming recognizable. 6 months later, you decide to start, and now you're chasing them, and it's a completely different ballgame, right? Being early doesn't mean the first person in your industry to create an Instagram account. It means being the first person in your local market to take the platform seriously, okay? Seriously enough to build, to dominate attention, right? And then, I've seen it here. There's an event decorator. I see her ads all the time. I forget her name, but she does ads in Spanish, and they're just blowing up on Instagram, okay? Like, she's taking the platform serious, okay? And that's still available in a ridiculous amount of industries, okay? And guys, the system is truly, like, it's not that complicated, okay? Create content that helps people. Literally, like, show your work, show your personality, put a face to the brand, show some before and afters and stuff like that. But the main thing is, like, talk about the problems your customers are experiencing, then put that content in front of local people using ads, okay? Meta itself positions real, ads around reaching audiences, creating connection, and turning the attention into action, right? So they're gonna hit those people for you, right? If you're running it correctly. Then when those people follow you, don't like disappear. You're supposed to continue to show up, keep posting stories and content and results and whatnot, because you're not relying on one ad to convince people to buy. The goal is to build familiarity over time, and eventually attention is going to become familiarity, and then that's going to become trust. Trust creates conversations, and then conversations are what's going to create customers, right? And customers create more proof, and then you're going to run the cycle again, right? So I genuinely believe, let me get over here, there's I guess you can call this like a land grab, right? It's happening right now for local businesses. And it's not because Instagram is new, it's because most businesses have not figured it out yet, okay? You're posting randomly, you're hoping for organic reach, and you're relying on referrals in real life, right? So, and you're waiting for someone to Google your service. Meanwhile, you have the opportunity to intentionally put your business in front of thousands of people in your city, and the first business in each industry that truly commits to this, right, has an opportunity to build an enormous head start, okay? Like, I've had clients that have done insane, massive things in their first month, right? And those results aren't promises that every business is going to do the same thing, but they show you what's possible when a local business starts capturing attention instead of waiting for customers to find them. Like, you don't need everybody in the whole country to know who you are. You need the right people in your city to know exactly who you are, because eventually somebody's going to figure this out. Eventually somebody's going to become the go-to business in the area for their industry, okay? So the question is, why shouldn't it be you, okay? So yeah, if you want to learn how we do this, there's a link below. Book a call. Trying to put out videos once a week, but it's looking more like every 10 days for me right now. But yeah, if you want to learn how we do this, man, book a call below. I'd be happy to chat with you. You chat directly with me. So yeah, if you want us to help you do it, there's a link below. Book a call, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.